every movie from the 1980s, there's a bully that ends up getting what is coming to them? Just any movie from the 80s, any stereotypical movie, there's a bully and they finally get what's coming to them. Whether it's, they're in their convertible and a truckload of poopy falls on them, little Back to the Future style, or, they fall in mud or something like that, right? Well, the Blue Jay is the stereotypical bully from 1980s cinema. And the only thing coming to them is probably more peanuts. While historically the bird lovers of the West have had to settle, and they say that in quotation marks, for the Steller's jay, the Blue Jay has been slowly expanding its range from the hardwood forests of the East into the West, little by little, since the 70s. And if you don't believe me, there's a link in the description of this video that talks about and visualizes the data that shows they have moved further and further west. If you want tips on how to attract blue jays to your yard, such as which feeders to use, what bird seed is best, how to set up a bird bath, or the proper habitat that will attract blue jays and keep them in your area, then make sure to visit the link section below where we cover all of it with some with some written articles. There you go, they're written. Now, let's ID a blue jay. I think I did well in making this video. I really don't think I blew it. Get it? Blue jay blew it. Pause for laughter. Or that. Oof. Okay, one last thing. Please like this video and subscribe to the Flocking Around channel. It helps us continue to create content for bird people everywhere. I have really tried to ingrain these steps into your brains. So one more time, for the people in the back. 3 main clues. What is visual? What is audible? And what is the context? And if you're looking at these steps going up this little stairway to wherever, then you'll see each of these falls into one of those 3 categories. If you want to review them, go back and watch our How to ID Northern Cardinal or How to ID American Robin videos, or watch one of our mini Introduction to Bird Identification videos available, and you can do so by visiting Flocking Around. Blue jays are thought of traditionally as birds of the eastern forests, and while that still holds true, they have adapted to humans, becoming more abundant around settled areas and have even expanded their range westward. I ran out of breath there. Why were they able to expand their range? Planting of trees across the Great Plains, bird feeders, decrease of nest predators around urban areas, and increase in more edge-style habitat. There is likely no single answer that will satisfy the question of why they've been able to expand the way they have. However, those are some potential explanations that may all add up together. The habitat of the blue jay consists of edge forests made up of deciduous trees, coniferous trees, mixed stands of trees. You can find them in urban habitat, rural habitat. Basically, anywhere large trees with ample nuts, berries, and arthropods exist, within the range, you should be able to find blue jays. You can also find them harassing owls and squirrels. If you hear a bunch of blue jays mobbing something, check for an owl. If you hear a blue jay mobbing something at your bird feeders, check your squirrels. Where else might you find them? Well, if there's a peanut to be had, or 5 or 6 to shove into its crop at once like a pig, you'll find a blue jay. Using a peanut wreath with in-shell peanuts always works, but just also a tray of open raw peanuts, no salt obviously, also works. However, they will utilize black oil sunflower seed and millet. That big old crest of the blue jay may just be the second field mark to attract your attention, because of course the first one is probably that bright blue coloration. In addition to that coloration, you have the white and the black marcations, all creating this, intricate pattern on the back of the bird, as well as some patterning on the front. Fun fact, unlike the cardinal, which is red from pigments, birds with blue, like the blue jay, they're not actually blue. Our eyes perceive the color blue based on the way the light interacts with the structure of their feathers. Of course, that means nothing to you. It's still a bird and it's still blue to you. So, really, who am I telling that to? I think I'm just showing off now. Nothing attracts the ladies like knowing random facts about bird feathers that have absolutely no bearing on anything. The bill of the blue jay is long and chisel-like. We already mentioned that pretty rad lettuce on top of their head, the crest, right? The tail's fairly long and the body's bulky. You are not likely to confuse many species with the blue jay, but if you do, it may be another jay like the Steller's jay, or a bluebird like the eastern bluebird. However, bluebirds lack the crest and body size of the blue jay, and the Steller's jay has far more black on its head and lacks the white on its body. This is an easy one. The sexes look nearly identical, with no way to separate them in the field. AKA, these are not the birds you are looking for. Move along. That's a Star Wars joke. Not hard is the identification. And that's probably the last Star Wars joke I'll ever make, because Lucasfilm and Disney both highly litigious. Don't sue me. Juvenile and immature blue jays look very similar to adults. However, with close study, you can definitely do some simple aging. Immature blue jays are not as strikingly blue, have fewer black marcations, and appear gray overall with an almost fuzzy appearance. Most of these qualities are due to the lesser quality of the feathers these birds have until they complete their definitive or adult molt in their second year of life. You can also look for a fleshy gape and just a general disheveled appearance. However, these can be harder to discern. Blue jays have a variety of sounds that have a variety of meanings. However, most of you might be familiar with what is known as the jeer call. Here it is. That call is frequently heard throughout forests in the east and, as mentioned before, starting to spread its way west. As I referenced in the introduction to this video, blue jays are often seen as bullies of bird feeders. They're frequently seen harassing small birds, large birds, mammals, and more. I have seen them raid nests to eat nestlings, carry eggs, cache seeds, and create general ruckus. Cause a ruckus! I also threw my hands in there. You couldn't see that part. One behavior that may be of interest to fans of raptors is their mobbing behavior. When you hear a flock of blue jays jeering, that sound we just heard, when you hear it constantly, you may want to inspect closer with the hope of catching the glimpse of an owl or a hawk. Bravo! You have just earned your next Bird ID trophy! Ah, and the crowd goes wild. Ah. It may seem like I'm only covering easy birds so far. That's all. It just may seem that way. Because I am. However, out of the millions of people who love birds or are bird curious, the majority would not call themselves experts, so starting simple or easy will hopefully help them. If you do find this madness helpful, you know what to do. Or maybe you don't know, but it's easy. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the flock at the link in the description. You can like and subscribe here on YouTube, then use the registration link in the description of the video and join us at flockingaround.com. Have a great J. Yes, got a Blue Jay joke in one last time. Yeah.